Tigercast Player of the Year award. The round 4 votes are in. CB's not too sure what he did with his votes, though. We had to hit record about 25 seconds earlier. He was scrambling frantically because he actually did his own votes this week, believe it or not, after he copped some serious heat from EJ. I was expecting an executive order on this, but I think we've given him a bit of grace to see what he does this week. And then he almost couldn't find him.
I still can't find him.
Well, luckily, he's found him. There we go. He's stumbled across him. Luckily, though, even if you couldn't, we have you covered on this screen. So we'll go through the votes for everyone for this week, and then we'll bring up the leaderboard, of course. So for the 5 votes, CB, you can kick things off. You went Jacob Hopper for the 5 votes, as did you, EJ, and as did Tiggs.
Yep. He's probably nearly close to his best game for the club. Had a disposal efficiency of about 78%, but at one stage he was running mid-80s, 30-odd possessions. He's had a very, very, very good year of football, and he continues on. A fit Jacob Hopper, who would have thought? Very good game.
Yep, 32 possessions, 15 pressure acts, a team high 8 clearances, a team high 14 contested possessions. You can't really ask for much more. So it was 5 votes. Fantastic. Keep going, son.
Very good. Grock went Sam Lawler. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. A pretty impressive game from the youngster. Was involved in a lot of score involvements, kicked a couple of goals himself, and showed why we took him at number 1. And I actually went Ben Miller for 5. I was just really impressed. This has been more about his body of work in the lead up, I guess, but 100% disposal efficiency. The willingness he's got to leave his man to impact another contest with a timely fist, and running back with the flight of the ball and spoiling is not an easy thing to do, and he does it really, really well without giving away a free kick all that often. I just think he's really risen to the occasion. If he wasn't playing as well as he is, I feel like we would have conceded a few more goals along the journey. So I think he's done very well the last couple of weeks, and I was impressed again on the weekend.
Can I just point out that body of work is normally something reserved for the back half of the season, the rising star. But please carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. No, noted. 4 votes, CB. Now, you and EJ didn't copy each other, but you've both got Tim Taranto for the 4 votes.
Well, and this is the irony of what we've just been discussing, Joe, going like we need pace in the midfield and blah, 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 blah. But Taranto's work inside, he did a lot of heavy lifting on Saturday. And I thought he had a very serviceable game, to be honest. So, yeah.
Yep. Second for disposals, 29. Team high, 20 pressure acts. Second for scoring involvements with 8. And second for contested possessions with 13. So, like Hopper, across all metrics, very consistent, really good game.
Can I just put on the record, I had my votes in the chat before EJ did anything, and I think there's just I'm just saying a little bit of plagiarism, but anyway, keep going.
Oh, he's throwing it back the other way. Wow.
Yeah, I've actually supported it not with vibes, but with stats. I've actually, well, you can't tell because I've got the background on. I actually
10:20 p.m.
Look at them.
10 I can't see it. 10:20 p.m. on Saturday night. These were in for me. Just saying.
You know, like this is good. This is goodwill hunting. How do you like them apples?
Tiggs went for Ben Miller for the 4 votes, probably much for the reasons I had him for 5. Grock went Nick Voston for 4, and I think we kind of mentioned him on the live show that he was a bit of a unsung hero in a lot of ways. He had a super game, and it was another pivotal and important member of our back 6. So good to see him get some recognition. And I went Sam Lawler just because I was super impressed being his 4th game, his disposal, his efficiency, his goals. You can just see he's going to be a very, very good player for the Richmond Football Club. 3 votes. CB, you have gone for your man, Nathan Broad.
Yep. Really, really rock solid game down back. Some of his drive off the half back line was off the charts and got better as the game went on. And yeah, I thought he had a fabulous game, Nathan Broad, and I love him. So he gets votes.
And EJ, you went for Sammy Lawler?
Yeah, it was really hard separating the top 3, actually. Lawler, team high, 14 contested possessions, team high, 10 scoring involvements, 24 possessions, 2 goals, 2 clear, fantastic game. And his disposal is really high quality. There was that goal late where he dished a handball to Banks, who streamed in on the left flank and hit it through. Banks didn't even look like having to break stride. So it's not just he's upping the quantity of his work, but the quality is really high.
Agree. He's looking super. Tiggs, for the same reasons, went for Lawler with 3, and Grock and I went for Jacob Hopper for 3, much for the reasons that you gentlemen outlined earlier. And so, but I know you mentioned this earlier on in the year, CB, but you mentioned that if Jacob Hopper could remain uninjured, he's a chance to win our BNF. And, you know, maybe that might eventuate. He's put in a good body of work so far, dare I say, EJ.
Yeah. He'd be top 3 at the moment, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. 2 votes. CB, you went for Ben Miller.
100.
As did EJ.
As did EJ.
As did EJ.
Look, for all the reasons mentioned, he has been an absolute tower of strength down in the defensive back end for us. And let's face it, the ball has been coming down there plenty. So he is he's been fantastic. So keep it going, Ben. You've been 50 games in 7 years, and I tell you what, he's looking like a 100-game player. He's doing really well.
Yeah, for all the reasons mentioned, he had a fantastic game. I really was close. It was either him or Vlosten, so I can absolutely see why Grock had Vlosten for 4. It probably dawned on me on my second look at the game today when I was writing some notes and some stats, just how good Vlosten's was. And if I had have done the votes after the second watch, I probably would have had Vlosten instead of Miller.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, both played a really good game, but you stuck with Miller.
Yeah.
You stuck with Tiggs went Timmy Taranto for the reasons mentioned earlier. Grock and I went Luke Trainer. Again, I just think he looks at AFL level. He just keeps impressing. Composure, he's increasing his disposal count as well, getting in some really good spoils. And I just love the fact, I love his willingness to take the game on and to take on aggressive kicks and things like that as well. He's been very, very impressive so far, Luke Trainer. And for the 1 vote, CB and EJ have gone the same again. Good to see this guy get a bit of love, though. Who have we gone with, CB?
I don't know. No, look, do you realise there's going to be a race? After our game next weekend, there's going to be a race to see who put the votes in first, just to go for bragging rights. But
I'm going to do it like the Brownlow and put him in halfway through the last quarter.
Look, Trezise had, I thought his drive off the wing was excellent. Like he worked back hard defensively as well. Like he really ran the arcs, and like EJ said, his decision making was good. His decision making was quicker. I thought. Look, I think I said in the comments like Lawler was stiff, but I liked what Trezise did. The sexy thing was what Lawler was doing out there, but Trezise, I thought he worked really, really hard, and I really liked his game. So give him a vote.
Well, I don't know if a team high 14 contested positions is sexy. I think it's hard work, but I mean, whatever floats your boat. Look, for all the reasons mentioned, I think it was his best game for the club, Trezise.
Yeah.
And as I stated in the live show, the decision making was much more certain. And just on that, with your votes for Trainer, he actually made a mistake late in the game where he got the free kick or whatever, and he kicked it across, and Reville marked it.
Mm-hmm.
But he made the decision straight away. It doesn't matter that it's a mistake. He made the decision. I'm gonna be big on this all year. Hesitation is what kills sides these days. So, and that's one of the things I really love about Trainer, and that's what I was really impressed about the weekend with JT, as I'm calling him.
JT, okay.
JT.
Tiggs went for Thompson Dow for 1 vote. I thought Thompson Dow was fairly solid as well. He actually had really good close in work with his hands getting it out. Just lacks a bit of polish when it comes to kicking a goal, does Thompson Dow, but from an extraction point of view, does some really good things. Grock went Ben Miller for... I'll go.
Dow's a bit. Dow looks like that kid. He's about 90% there, and he just screws that last part up occasionally. Like, there's one where we had a lay down Mazir goal and his handball went like meters over old mate's head. If he could, he's close to putting some really, 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 he's playing good, okay, but he's really close to playing really well. He's worth persisting with, to be honest, at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just tell he wants that goal to break through to get the monkey off the back.
Yep.
Grock went for Ben Miller for 1 vote, and I went for Seth Campbell. Trezise was very, very close to my 1 vote as well. I like Seth Campbell's offensive work, his pressure, his willingness to back himself to beat people in a foot race and then get a nice ball inside 50. And to kick another 2 goals, I thought was a really, really good effort. So I gave him the 1 vote. With that said, let's bring up the leaderboard.
Should I have your glasses for this?
Toby Nankervis still sits atop. No one was able to take the mantle off him yet on 40 votes. Seth Campbell on 37 in second place. Jacob Hopper up to third on 33 votes. Ryan Mansell on 25 votes. K-Mac on 23. Ben Miller 21. Sam Lawler 21. Jack Ross 20. Taranto 17. Trainer 15. Short 12. Blight 11. Vlosten 10. Thompson Dow 5. Broad 3. Armstrong 2. Trezise 2. And Steely Green with 1 vote, rounding out all players who have picked up votes. So Toby Nankervis still in the lead, even though he didn't receive a vote at all this week. But yeah, Seth Campbell and Jacob Hopper are closing in very quickly.
I think Nankervis might factor in the votes this week if we have a good day.
Well, and with the changes we talked about, if Luke Jackson's out and Sean Darcy's half cooked and comes in, Nank could get a hold of him, as you would say, EJ.
Yeah,
100%. 100%. Right. I think if Jackson's ruled out, I don't think it matters what ruckman they play. Nank will blow them up from a work rate perspective, whether it be Darcy or the young kid.
And if that ball's hitting the deck, there's no, there'll be pressure coming at him in the ruck, but the moment that ball hits the deck, he's going to be just absolutely mauling on ballers if he gets a chance.
So he may extend his lead this week against Freo, but they are the Tigercast Player of the Year votes for this week. Let us know in the comments below who was your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you happy that EJ and CB have got similar votes? Do we need to somehow have a locked bag? They send them in through, I don't know, we'll work out something. But no, good to get everyone's votes on board. And yeah, we'll see what the leaderboard looks like next week. Make sure you like and subscribe for more, and we will see you for the next votes on Tuesday night. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.